Olive Null here, and welcome to another exciting episode of Learn Butoh. I'm going to take you through the steps of taking out a shadow from yourself so that you can use it in this dance. And this is actually what makes Butoh. And so let's go ahead and start. With step 1, you, who we could call side A, will recognize a hunch or a weirdness or something that rubs you the wrong way. A shadow, a demon, or repression. And you're just going to recognize it. Take your time. You can find the shadow in one of two ways. You can actually do this cerebral method, which is directly asking what the issue is. Or, if you want to get out of your head, you could do the movement version, which is twisting your body in ways that you never have before, opening up your joints, sort of doing what the ash walk was. You could do that. There are other techniques which I will talk about later, but you could just do the ash walk and you can probably find something if you study that. And so the dance may provoke an issue or weirdness will come out of that. So once you have it, that's all you're going to do with that step is just, okay, it's there. It's there inside me. The second step is the step where you have to be brave, really. This one is engaging whatever that is. You're just listening. You ask the shadow also what it wants and how it feels when it gets what it wants. And so we're on to step 3, which is actually the other side of this. And you get the answers. You become the shadow. And so it may feel unpleasant, probably will be, but you know that the steps don't stop here. You have one more step, and it's the vital, most important step of all of these. It's actually merging in with this shadow. So this side A merging in with side B, which is the shadow, which is the other side. There's two sides here. And you're making an ally. You're actually dancing. This fourth step, the final step, is dancing. It's life affirming. You're basically nourishing the shadow. You're basically transmuting the shadow. You're turning lead into gold. And so you have the ability to dance the shadow, but you can also dance the shadow with who you once were together and then create something totally new. And I feel this is what would create something absolutely beautiful. I want to talk about something else now. Once you have found your character, I really think it's important to notate your character. Now, this is something that Tatsumi Hijikata, the co-creator of Butoh, actually did himself. He had certain names. One was called Red God. He had so many names for his characters, and I feel it's a really good practice. I personally have a really big list of Butoh characters. I'll name some. I'll actually just start from the very top here. Number 1, the Tyrant or the High-Chested King with gold-plated tin crown, or Icarus on board the Titanic to catch a glimpse of the Tower of Babel. That is just one character there. And number 2 has the creature disguised as a pedestrian, with number 3, the perplexing hyperdimensional being pushing buttons that directly influence the lower dimensions. And I'll give another for good measure. Number 4, the nun who worships and caresses the floor. I will actually show you 2 of these characters in a video. They're both of my characters. One is called the man who is being pulled nearly apart from hell below and heaven above. And right after that, it goes into another character, which I call the begging Dharamsala leper. So here is the character the man who is being pulled nearly apart from hell below and heaven above. How did I run into this character? Well, personal visionary experience with feeling both of these dichotomies, this heaven and hell thing, and noting that going too far into any you might want to call good and bad isn't necessarily comfortable, but when you have these two dichotomies together like that, and they're both pulling at you, where do you go? And so this is what this character is showing. So this next one is the begging Dharamsala leper. Why? Because it was an actual leper in the town where I went to this Butoh school, and this guy really resonated well with me because he was so nice, and I always wanted to give him something, and I did occasionally, but I felt like this particular guy, because he's always in the same spot and he's always nice and he's a leper, I don't know, all these things combined, it made me want to give more to this particular guy. And so he became symbolic of a lot of beggars in India.